Erev Shabbat Shalom. Until now, we were discussing different kelim, different items that were considered in the category of Keli Shemelachto leheter, permissible use on Shabbat. Now we'll discuss briefly for the next few days the Muktzeh items known as Keli Shemelachto leisur, items that are primarily used for an isur, for something that's done that's prohibited. So first and foremost, how do we categorize this Keli Shemelachto leisur, and what is there any way we can move it on Shabbat? Halakha explains Keli Shemelachto leisur. Dehainu, what is it? Kli sheyeudo leshimush asur b'Shabbat. An item, a utensil, a keli that was designated and used once prior for an asur item, that's something that's forbidden to do on Shabbat. Now, what are the classic examples? Kegon, a patish, a hammer. What do you? A hammer. We hammer nails in. We do boneh with it. We build things with it. Hammer, makev patish, even hammering in the final blow, striking the final blow. That's a hammer. Misparaim, different types of scissors that you cut things with. Machat tfirat, a needle that you use for sewing, and other items like this. These are all classic examples of a Keli Shemelachto leisur that its primary use during the week is for something that's prohibited to do on Shabbat. Sewing, building, etc. These are all asur. Therefore, Chachamim instituted or forbade leteltel letzorech atzmo shel hakli. They forbade us to move these items for the sake of the kli. For example, I have a hammer sitting in the sun. It's going to get rusty. The wood is going to break. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm not allowed to move this hammer out of the sun into the shade to protect the hammer from getting destroyed. That's letzorech atzmo. That's when the Chachamim said you can't touch this Muktzeh. However, when can you move Keli Shemelachto leisur? This is a very important rule. Or you're scared for it to get lost or get break. Aval, there's two conditions where even though this is considered Keli Shemelachto leisur, Chachamim allowed us to move that item. Number one is letzorech gufo. If I need to use the kli itself for something that's mutar on Shabbat. For example, I have a hammer. I want to crack open a nut or a walnut or something that's difficult to break with my hand. The hammer is generally a Keli Shemelachto leisur. I'm allowed to open a nut on Shabbat to eat it. I can take a hammer to hammer it out and eat the nut. That's mutar, even though the hammer itself is inherently Muktzeh, Keli Shemelachto leisur, using it for itself. And the second category is or even a machat, a needle used to take out let's say I have a splinter. Needles you can't use it for sewing, but I want to take out a splinter, I can use that needle. The second condition would be, or second example would be where you're allowed is v'chen hetiru l'taltelo letzorech mekomo. If you need to move it for its place. For example, d'hainu l'saleket hakli min hamakom sham shu munach kedei l'ishtamesh be'oto makom. Classic examples would be, let's say you have a remote sitting on the couch. I want to sit on the couch. The remote's in the way. You're allowed to move the remote because I'm not intending to do anything with the remote, but I want to use the spot where it is. I want to sit on the couch. So if you have any of either legufo, you want to use the hammer to open up a nut, or mekomo, you want to use that area, and the Keli Shemelachto leisur is sitting in that area, you're allowed to move it in either of those two conditions. Just to clarify, when does it become asur? So Halakha explains, let's say it hasn't been used yet, it's not considered Muktzeh. Once it was used for the first time, like a brand new hammer that you just bought from Home Depot, was never used, it's not considered Muktzeh. Once you used it once, then it becomes Muktzeh, Keli Shemelachto leisur. That's just important to clarify when it becomes Muktzeh. Have a wonderful day and Shabbat Shalom.